books wrote themselves, the people in this video would have dozens from their life experiences that are spanning into over 100 years. Flossie Dickey. Flossie Dickey found her way into the hearts of thousands in the United States in February 2016 after an interview with Fox 28 in Spokane, Washington, where she was drinking her coffee and declared that she was tired. It might have been because she had had 3 children, 12 grandchildren, 20 great-grandchildren, and 15 great-great-grandchildren. During the interview, Flossie was clearly not amused by being talked about like she wasn't there, and she instantly became the hero for all of us when it comes to aging. She was made an honorary airman at 110 years old and is currently the oldest member of the Air Force. Israel Kristall. In March of 2016, Israel Kristall was declared to be the oldest living man. Kristall was born on September 15, 1903, and had survived 2 world wars. He was even put in the infamous Auschwitz concentration camp and survived. After he was freed, he was relocated to Israel. When asked how he lived for so long, Kristall said that he didn't know the secret to long life, and that everything is determined from above, and he will never know the reason why. Violet Brown. As a super centenarian Caribbean woman who was born on March 10, 1900, Violet Brown is currently 116 years old as of April 2016 and the oldest verified person in Jamaica. She is the last living daughter of a sugar boiler and married in the 1960s. She and her husband had 1 daughter, but he later died in 1978. To spend the time, she plays the organ and reads her Bible every day. Susanna Mushat Jones. In July of 2015, Susanna Mushat Jones was named the oldest person currently alive at the age of 116 years old. Jones was born on July 6, 1899, and while she's lost her eyesight and her hearing isn't so great, she only takes 2 medications a day and isn't bound to her bed. Her secret to her long life is sleeping. Jones also has over 100 nieces and nephews and clearly has a big family there to support her. Misao Okawa. Born on March 5, 1898, Misao Okawa was known as the oldest living person in Japan until her death in April of 2015. She lived to be 117 years old and died weeks later in her sleep. Initially, Misao went on the record to say that she felt that life was too short, and she inspired those around her to live their lives to the fullest. In 2013, she was named the oldest living person by Guinness Book of World Records. Her husband died in 1931, and she was the daughter of a Japanese kimono maker. Marie-Louise Mayor. Marie-Louise Mayor is known as the oldest Canadian to have ever lived. Mayor was born on August 29, 1880 and passed away on April 16, 1998 at the age of 117 years old. She had 2 marriages and she was smoking well into her 90s. By the time she died, she was living in the same nursing home as her son, and her daughter was 90 years old, indicating that perhaps a long life was in the genes. Emma Murano. Born on November 29, 1899, Murano is the oldest person in Italy and Europe and the second oldest person currently living in the world. As of April 2016, Murano is still alive and kicking. During the course of her life, she watched Italy's government go from a monarchy to a republic as well as a stint in fascism. She has been eating 3 raw eggs a day since she was a teenager and has been single for most of her life after an unhappy marriage and the death of her infant son. Lucy Hannah. Lucy Hannah was born on July 16, 1875 and passed away on March 21, 1993, making her 117 years old at the time of her death. Hannah was born in Linden, Alabama and passed away in Detroit, Michigan. She is verified as the 3rd oldest living person in the world and the 2nd oldest person to ever live in the United States. Sarah Knauss. Sarah Knauss was born on September 24, 1880 and died on December 30, 1999, making her the oldest person in the United States to have ever lived. She lived up to the age of 119 years old and lived through 7 wars and saw 23 presidents take office. When her family informed her of her fame due to her longevity for life, all she said was, "So what?" Jean-Louise Calment. Jean-Louise Calment was born on February 21, 1875 and died on August 4, 1997, making her 122 years old at the time of her death. During her lifetime, she witnessed the opening of the Eiffel Tower at the age of 14. She met Vincent van Gogh when he visited her father's shop in Arles, France, and she also witnessed 2 world wars. The French woman soon started to gain some fame as she got older, and the world started paying attention to her. She is named by the Guinness Book of World Records as the oldest person to have ever lived.